Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive. And today we're going way back in time to a place you might not have heard of before called Göbekli Tepe. It's in Turkey. And let me tell you, the stuff you sent over on this is incredible.
It's a site that's really captured the imagination of archaeologists and historians worldwide.
Yeah, well, you got me captured already, that's for sure.
It's one of the most significant archaeological discoveries in recent times
Mm.
because it upends so much of what we thought we knew about, our early history.
Okay, so what are we talking? Give us a little taste here.
We're talking about a Neolithic archaeological site
Hmm.
dating back to a period even before pottery was really a common thing.
Really? Before pottery. So what they do, like weave bowls out of grass or something?
They were very resourceful, let me put it that way.
I bet. But okay, before we get too far, what exactly is this place? I mean, you just said Neolithic. What am I picturing, like Stonehenge? Some standing rocks?
Well, picture this. Massive stone pillars, some weighing up to 50 tons,
Whoa, hold on. 50 tons, like how big are we talking?
to like small apartment building size. And these pillars are arranged in circles, intricately carved with images of animals, abstract symbols. It's really quite something.
Okay, yeah, that's way more than just a pile of rocks. This is sounding more like some kind of ancient temple or something.
It's interesting you say that because that's one of the big questions surrounding Göbekli Tepe,
Well,
its purpose.
so spill it. What was it used for?
Well, initially, archaeologists thought it was a purely sacred site, a place for rituals and ceremonies.
Okay, that makes sense, like a prehistoric cathedral kind of thing.
Exactly. Those massive pillars, the intricate carvings, it all pointed towards a ceremonial function.
But it sounds like there's a but coming.
Well, more recent excavations have unearthed something even more intriguing.
Okay, now you've really got me on the edge of my seat. What did they find?
Evidence of houses, water systems, tools used for everyday life,
Yeah.
suggesting it might have been a settlement as well.
Wait a minute, so not just a cathedral, but a place where people actually lived.
Precisely. It's like they were saying, hey, we can have a little bit of both.
That is wild. A site that old, holding the secrets of daily life and the ancient beliefs. I'm hooked already, and we're just getting started.
And we haven't even gotten to the location itself. Imagine a time before vast forests when the land was a wild, open grassland. Herds of gazelle roamed freely. This was the world of Göbekli Tepe.
Okay, so I'm picturing those nature documentaries, the African savanna, something like that.
You got it. And this information is key because it gives us clues about how the people of Göbekli Tepe lived. They were hunter-gatherers, relying on the land's bounty for their survival.
Which makes it even more incredible that they were able to build something as complex as Göbekli Tepe. I mean, we're talking about a time when agriculture was just starting to emerge in some parts of the world.
And yet, here we have this site predating even the invention of pottery.
Right. So the big question is, how does Göbekli Tepe fit into this bigger picture of human development?
It really makes you question everything you thought you knew about, well, about everything.
I can only imagine. We're talking about a site that's forcing us to rethink the timeline of human history itself, and we're just scratching the surface. It's mind-blowing, really. I mean, to think they were doing all this, building these incredible structures before they even had pottery. It's like, what else don't we know about these early civilizations?
That's the beauty of archaeology, isn't it? It's constantly challenging our assumptions about the past.
Speaking of assumptions, I'm assuming this whole place wasn't built in a day, right?
You're right about that. The construction of Göbekli Tepe was a long and complex process. Think more along the lines of, centuries, maybe even millennia.
Centuries. Seriously. So we're talking about generations upon generations of people contributing to this massive project.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't a quick build, that's for sure. The sources you shared suggested went through different phases of construction and modification over at least 1,500 years.
Wow, 1,500 years. That's longer than some empires have lasted. It makes you wonder about the people who dedicated their lives to this place. Do we have any idea how they actually moved those massive stones? You said some weighed up to 50 tons, right?
That's right. Some of those T-shaped pillars are truly massive. And yeah, it's a question that has puzzled archaeologists for decades. How do you move something that heavy with only primitive tools and technologies? It's mind-boggling.
Yeah, I'm trying to picture 50 tons. That's like, what, 3 school buses? How do you even begin to approach a task like that without modern machinery?
Well, that's where the theories come in. Some experts believe it would have taken a huge coordinated effort, hundreds if not thousands of people all working together.
Wow, can you imagine the logistics? Feeding all those people, organizing them, it would be like a massive ancient construction project.
Exactly. And then there are others who believe that maybe it didn't require such a massive workforce, that perhaps a smaller, more specialized group using ingenious techniques.
So, like ancient engineering secrets.
Precisely. Leveraging natural resources, ramps, levers, rollers, maybe even using lubricants to help move those stones.
It's incredible either way you slice it. But okay, let's talk about something else that's blowing my mind. The carvings. Lions, bulls, snakes, vultures. It's like they carved a whole zoo onto these pillars. What's the deal with all the animals?
The carvings are truly fascinating. They offer a glimpse into the minds of the people who created them, though we can't be 100% certain about their meaning.
Oh, come on, give us some theories. I'm dying to know what they might represent.
Okay, well, some scholars believe the animals were totems, representing different clans or social groups within their society, sort of like a family crest almost.
Interesting. So, like the lion clan versus the snake clan.
Exactly. While others suggest they might have had a more spiritual significance, maybe serving as guardians or intermediaries between the physical and spiritual realms.
Okay, so kind of like how some cultures today have guardian animals or spirit animals.
That's the idea. And then there's another theory that suggests they might represent constellations or astronomical events, pointing to a deep understanding of the cosmos.
Whoa, so they weren't just skilled builders, they were stargazers too. That's amazing. It's like looking at one of the earliest examples of humans trying to make sense of their place in the universe.
And not just the universe, but also their place within the natural world. Remember we talked about those animal carvings. Well, there's also a whole array of other symbols and motifs, abstract symbols, geometric patterns.
It's like trying to decipher a secret code.
Kind of. It's almost as if they were creating a visual language, a way of communicating ideas and beliefs that went beyond spoken language.
A language we're only just beginning to understand. It's incredible to think that something built so long ago could still hold so many mysteries, and we haven't even talked about why they buried it. It really makes you wonder what went through their minds when they decided to bury it. I mean, that's a whole other level of effort.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it's one of the most intriguing aspects of Göbekli Tepe. Why go to such lengths to conceal something they'd poured so much time and energy into creating?
Right, it's not like they just walked away and forgot about it. They deliberately buried it, almost like they were trying to protect it.
Precisely. And that has led to a lot of speculation about their motives. Some researchers suggest it might have been a way of protecting the site from, I don't know, maybe environmental changes, or even social or religious upheaval.
Kind of like they were hitting the pause button on their civilization. Things are getting a little weird out here. Better bury the good stuff.
Haha, something like that. It's almost as if they wanted to preserve their legacy for future generations, seal it away in a time capsule for us to uncover thousands of years later.
Which, talk about a humbling thought, makes you think, what will people 10,000 years from now think when they dig up our civilization? What will they make of our skyscrapers and smartphones? But, okay, I'm getting sidetracked. We've been through a lot today. From massive stones to ancient carvings to theories about aliens. Just kidding. Or am I? But seriously, before we wrap up, what would you say are the biggest takeaways about Göbekli Tepe? The things our listeners should remember long after this deep dive.
I think the most important takeaway is that Göbekli Tepe forces us to challenge our preconceived notions about, well, everything. About human history, human capability. We have this very linear view of progress, right? Hunter-gatherers, then agriculture, then settlement, and so on. But Göbekli Tepe throws a wrench in that whole timeline. It suggests a level of social organization, technological know-how, even artistic expression that we didn't think existed at that time.
It's like saying, hey, our ancestors were a lot cooler than you thought.
Exactly. They may not have had smartphones or written language as we know it, but they were just as intelligent, resourceful, and creative as we are today. And they were capable of accomplishing incredible things. Göbekli Tepe is a testament to that.
It's a testament to the enduring power of human curiosity, our desire to understand the world around us, to connect with something bigger than ourselves, whether that's through building massive structures, carving intricate designs, or, launching podcasts into the void.
Well said. And who knows what other mysteries are still out there, just waiting to be uncovered.
That's the exciting part. This is just the tip of the iceberg, or should I say, the titch of the buried temple. Okay, I'll stop with the puns. But seriously, a huge thank you to you for guiding us through this incredible journey into the past.
My pleasure. Always a joy to talk about this stuff.
And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Göbekli Tepe. Remember, keep those requests coming because you never know what fascinating corners of history we'll explore next. Until next time, happy digging.